Welcome back. Perhaps the biggest plot twist in the entire DC series is revealed in Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 7. This is an amazing accomplishment for the season, which had already given Jonathan superpowers and killed and revived Superman. Lex Luthor intensified his rivalry with the Kent family in Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 6, which is why it's so shocking that the villain doesn't show up in the sequel. However, Lex still affects the plot in a major way, leading to a colossal moment for the live-action Superman show and the Man of Steel's cinematic legacy. As expected, however, the CW series is able to balance its major scenes with a number of other storylines. Even some flashback scenes that provide additional context for Clark and Lois' time in Metropolis are included in Episode 7, such as the addition of the show's version of Jimmy Olsen to the Superman and Lois Season 4 cast after years of it appearing as though the character could never make an appearance directly in the series. Helpfully, this means there are plenty of intriguing smaller advancements alongside its huge twist, ensuring a sense of stability for the series as it continues forward. Clark Kent is shot. The aftermath of the previous episodes is addressed in Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 7, which goes into detail about how more people are beginning to suspect Clark Kent of being Superman, and that his sons are also Supermen. This has a complex effect on the family, as evidenced by situations such as former Smallville Crows quarterback Timmy Ryan blaming the brother's powers for his problems on the field and him later using drugs to try to improve his game. This doesn't quite compare to a subsequent problem that arises when people discover that Clark Kent is Superman. In Season 3, Emmett Pergind, the father of Jonathan's girlfriend Candice, returns to Smallville with this knowledge thanks to Lex Luthor, and he is determined to hold Clark accountable for their earlier altercation. In order to make a point, Emmett intends to kill Clark when he refuses to publicly reveal his secret identity while they are at the Smallville diner. As a result, Clark finds himself in a challenging situation where trying to be Clark Kent runs the risk of endangering others due to a blatantly disturbed individual who would do everything to get even with him. As a result, Superman deflects the bullet from himself and apologizes to everyone in the diner for maintaining his secret for so long by revealing his suit and secret identity there. Superman tells the world his secret identity after the diner incident. Clark talks to his family about telling the world Superman's civilian identity, saying he thinks it's creating more problems than it solves. In a similar vein, even though Clark has kept the secret his entire life, his passing makes it nearly impossible for the residents of Smallville to not suspect that he is Superman, and given the nature of the secret, it's unlikely to remain contained in Smallville. Clark Kent and Jimmy Olsen connect again. A sequence of flashbacks to Clark and Lois's time spent working at the Daily Planet in Metropolis can be found in Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 7. In particular, these scenes highlight Clark's friendship with the show's portrayal of Jimmy Olsen, and how it is ruined by his need to conceal his identity from Jimmy. To do this, Clark must persuade the other reporter that he has been avoiding their baseball games rather than frequently being late because he was preoccupied with superhero work. Even though it's particularly painful to watch one of Superman's oldest friendships be weakened by his prior need to ensure that his secret identity stays secret, the story is a tragic one that effectively illustrates Clark's sacrifices. Thankfully, Clark's reunion with Jimmy following his interview with the Daily Planet, in which he reveals his hidden identity, counterbalances the story's depressing elements. He is able to tell Olsen everything, allowing the two to finally bond after all these years. Despite the enormous ramifications for the show's last episodes, Superman and Lois Season 4 Episode 7 generally manages to be a more humorous chapter of the narrative.